Hello and welcome to the Flying Gutter YouTube channel. My name is Elias, and in today's video we're going to be talking about, well, something always controversial, because this is Drive Talks. And in Drive Talks we take controversial topics. I go for a drive and we discuss them. I discuss them with you here, and then I go in the comments and we debate. We figure out what's going on. In today's video we're going to discuss specifically what this new administration in the United States, the new governmental administration, what it means to us car enthusiasts. If you guys have any thoughts or questions or comments, put them down below. If you have any ideas or video ideas as to what I should be talking about in the future for Drive Talks, let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to cover pretty much every topic that I see that's interesting. Let's get started on the topic at hand. And so, as I kind of predicted, I kind of knew who was going to win the election for the United States for presidents. And I'd love to sit here and say that who is president doesn't matter, because I would love for the federal government to be less powerful, but that's not the realities of the world. The reality of the world is who's president matters a lot, because the federal government dictates how we live in many ways and how we enjoy our lives. For example, the cars that we have today are not as good as they could be because the federal government regulates in such a way that deters manufacturers from building fun cars. And so, I mean, there's many other factors to that. Obviously, the consumers dictate a lot of what cars get created, but the government has a huge say as to what comes down the pipe, and we'll be going into details in the future. But right now what I'm going to do is something I really don't like to do all the time, because there's a huge propensity to get this wrong, but I'm going to predict the future a little bit for us car enthusiasts, and I'm going to do it as rapid fire as possible. So what should we expect in the next 4 years? Well, if you're a car enthusiast like me, you have cars or drive cars that love to go through a lot of gasoline. And with the gas prices, how they've gone up in the last few years, it's been a little bit annoying, you know, going to the pump and paying $100. I'm like, what the heck? Why am I paying so much money for this diesel, for example? And that's just how it's been. But I think gas prices are they're already starting to go down because of the future promises of getting energy to go down. But I believe gas prices are going to be at an all-time inflation-adjusted lows in the coming 4 years. I'm expecting 93 premium to be under $3. Right now it's like $3.75. I was paying $4.50 or $4.25 in the last year. It's been nuts. And if you're an 87 drinker, if your car is at least 87 octane, that's regular for you, for us regular folks. You're gonna you might be able to see gas at around $2 to $1.80 a gallon here in the next year or two. That's gonna be pretty interesting to see, and that's gonna let us enjoy our vehicles that much more. A lot more people are gonna be taking more road trips, so there will be more traffic. A lot more people are gonna be buying bigger vehicles because of cheaper gas prices, so there's a little bit of negative there. I prefer folks buying smaller cars, but there it is. And I think there's going to be a kind of a renaissance in sports car buying and V8s, right? If you're Ford right now, you're probably going to be laughing to the bank, selling as many V8 Mustangs as you can probably sell, because people are going to want to buy them with cheaper gas prices. And so that's one prediction right there. Second prediction is manufacturers and they've already started doing this, but manufacturers are going to start rolling back EV mandate stuff. So when I say EV mandate stuff, I mean the previous administration of the United States and the one before that. So from 2008 to 2016 and from 2020 to 2024, the federal government went hand over fist into this electric vehicle fuel efficient mandates. You can think of that as you will, but here in America, here in the United States, we don't like to be told what to buy. We don't like to be told what to do. We live in large expanses of areas. Again, I've always said this, my nearest city, the nearest even town to my house is an hour drive away. I can't live with an EV. If I want to putt around my area, sure, I could get an EV, but I can't do it with current battery technologies. It's just not feasible. So I don't like to be told what I can or cannot buy. And so for that many years, car companies have been legislated and told, hey, you need to make EVs, you need to make hybrids, you need to make fuel efficient vehicles, you can't make fun cars anymore. You know, you gotta, you know, make cars that are efficient and good for the environment, etc. I mean, one of the reasons why Honda's paint quality is so bad is because a lot of the EV mandates, not EV, environmental mandates that are out there have ruined the ability for car companies to make proper paint jobs on cars. It's insane how bad the paint quality is on my Civic, but you know, I've said this a lot in this channel, so I'll probably stop talking about the paint for a while. My next prediction is we're going to see a lot more sports cars come online. I think the sports cars are coming back. I think the V8s is making a big comeback. I predict specifically that General Motors are going to come out with a dual overhead cam V8. I know it's in the works. I know it's, in fact, I know it's been engineered already because it's already in one of their cars. Look at the C8 Z06 and the C8 ZR1. Those are the newest Corvettes that just came out. They're both using dual overhead cam V8s. Now the Z06 one is a flat plane crank. The ZR1, I don't actually know if it's flat plane crank or not, but needless to say, they're both fairly exotic engines. The fact that they're exotic tells me that they've put a lot of development into this, and they're not going to just waste it on the Corvette. It's too expensive of an engine to manufacture and produce just to put it in a semi-specialty car that costs over 100 grand. General Motors is not about that at all. General Motors is all about taking existing products and throwing them at everything that they can. So historically, they took the truck engine and put it in the Corvettes. That's usually how it goes. You take a truck engine, you put it in the Corvettes. After you take it into Corvette, you tune it a little bit, you change the heads a little bit, you do a little bit of engineering, and you call it a sports engine. Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But I think this time around, they went the other way. I think they created the Z06 engine, right, which is a high-revving 5.5 liter dual overhead cam V8. I guess I should pause. What's the difference between a pushrod V8 and a dual overhead cam V8? The biggest difference is the dual overhead cam V8s are higher performance engines, meaning they're more efficient at being V8s because the whole valve train is completely different on each of the engines. There's a lot less loss in energy when making power in a dual overhead cam engine versus a pushrod V8. Pushrod V8 has one camshaft, usually, almost always, and it pushes rods, right, that controls the valves. Dual overhead cam has, you know, basically cam timing, and honestly has 4 camshafts to control individual cam profiles for the valves, right? And I'm a big fan of Honda because they're one of the best people using the technology called, we call it VTEC, we call it variable valve timing, but they do the best dual overhead cam 4 cylinders, right? So that's 2 camshafts for one engine for 4 cylinders. That's crazy, and that allows for finer tuning and control of the breathing of the engine, which allows you more tunability to get you more power, more efficiency as well. The Mustang and the trucks, the 5-liter V8s that Mustangs and F-150s have, those are also dual overhead cam. They're great engines, very reliable, very good, very efficient. And so I'm excited to see GM come out with a new and revamped V8 engine for its trucks, for its vehicles, and I think they're going to come out with a C8 Grand Sport. There, I said it. I really do think that the C8 Grand Sport is still in the works. They want to sell as many Stingrays, as many E-Rays, and Z06s and ZR1s as possible. And then, as the economy slows down, hey, let's give a cheaper variant than the Z06. We'll give you the dual overhead cam without the flat plane crank, almost as much horsepower. Let's say it's going to get 500 horsepower. A lot of people will buy that. So that's just my prediction for that. I think diesel-powered trucks are going to make a huge comeback. I think Cummins is going to create a new engine that's going to blow Ford and GM products out of the water. And I think they're going to do it because they know the new administration is going to be friendly towards internal combustion engines. So I think there's going to be a change in the diesel production world. I think diesel trucks are going to get better and better. I think a lot more development money is going to be thrown at diesel vehicles, and a lot of development money is going to be taken away from the EV production. So that's going to be better for not just the diesel trucks, it'll be better for us car enthusiasts in general. I think prices are going to continue to go up. Here's another prediction. Prices for vehicles is going to continue to go up because if Trump gets his tariffs, it's going to increase cost of goods until we can produce them in the United States. United States, Mexico, and Canada. Any part that gets imported from China, specifically China, really, is going to get tariffed significantly. And because of that, a lot of parts and things that you don't even think about, like some plastic pieces that you may not think about for your interior or something, most of that stuff is made in China. If you have to import that into the United States, that's going to get tariffed, that's going to get more expensive, and all of that stuff means cars are going to get even more and more and more expensive. Unfortunately, that's going to be the case. Hopefully, the lower energy cost is going to offset some of that costs. We shall see, but that's my other prediction. Finally, I see the economy. I think the economy is going through a dip. It's going to continue to dip, I think, for the next 6 months, right? So by summer of 2025 to maybe 2026, we're going to start seeing an improvement in the economy. And 2026 is going to be a boom year for at least the United States. And what is that going to mean? It means a lot more people are going to be buying cooler cars. Prosperity in America is going to come back. We're going to need to buy more sports cars. We're going to need to buy more big trucks because that's what America is about. And so these are my predictions for this new administration. I could do more, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. I can do more with the economy, with politics, but I'm more interested in cars here. So if you have any suggestions or questions or your own predictions, I'd like to hear them down below. And if you think I'm wrong, also let me down below. Again, these are just drive talks episodes. No editing goes into this. But if you enjoy them, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.